how is it going? Oh my gosh, I've been having so much fun on our adventure through Nod-Krai so far. We're gonna be continuing on with the Archon quest today, of course. And last time we got into a little bit of trouble. We've been learning more about the land of Nod-Krai, learning about the different factions here, and learning about the history, not only of Nod-Krai, but of the three moons of Tevat, and that era from long ago. Well, last episode, the traveler couldn't sleep. Ended up walking around and getting into a lot of trouble. Well, first, we were able to meet up with our Luonatar friend, little Kuhenki that we met. And they led us to a secret place, which turned out to actually be the abode of none other than the Moon Maiden herself, Kutar, who is also Columbina, the Damselette of the Fatui, although it appears she is no longer with the Fatui anymore and is not on happy terms with them, let's just say. But she seems to have a nice, restful, peaceful abode to hide away in. We still don't know much about why she's there or under what circumstances she left to join the Fatui in the first place after leaving the Frostman Scions. But it sounds like we will be meeting with her again soon enough. Then, the traveler met up with none other than their sibling, Lumine. That was a pretty big shocker. And Lumine was there to steal... Well, we don't know about steal... I mean, yeah, we kind of... Well, anyway, she was there to use the Frostman Scion's relic. Their relic that helps them to learn more about the past and the truth of this world. Lama had already agreed to help us with using it to find out what happened in the past, especially what happened with our spaceship and what separated Aether and Lumine. But she could only do it in a couple months when the relic, I guess when the ritual is supposed to happen and when the energy is greatest. Whereas Lumine was impatient, she just wanted to do it right now. And Aether, of course, longing to have another adventure with his sibling, did go along with her. It was a lot of fun. That was actually a really cool battle, getting to have Aether and Lumine team up and actually fight the monsters together. But, of course, despite all the fun it seemed like we were having, Lumine seemed to get really pushy at the end and want us to help her retrieve the relic. Then we get knocked out and suddenly appear in the wild hunt and all these zombies appeared, which was scary. And then Flynn saved us, but only for us to come back to Nasha Town and hear that word is that the relic has been stolen. Obviously, we didn't steal it, but there's only one person who was around at the time, and that was Lumine. So the general consensus is that she probably stole it. Although then we ended up at the Curatorium of Secrets. We ended up being completely honest with Lama, but Lama's a really kind and understanding person, and you know, honesty is what helped us build trust with the Frostman Scions in the first place. So us being honest with her was probably the only way we could hope to repair that trust, and she seems willing to forgive us and was even looking on the glass half full that, hey, if we were able to get the relic, that meant that the relic thought we were worthy. Nonetheless, it seems that we will be breaking into the Fatui's research center next. Interestingly enough, the Fatui are no longer looking for the relic. Could they already have it in their possession? But if Lumine was the only one around, then does that mean she's working with the Fatui? Or does it mean that somebody else managed to sneak in during the fog and steal it? Either way, it seems like we'll have to pay the Fatui a visit, considering things are pretty suspicious right now. And Nefer and the Curatorium of Secrets does not take sides in any affairs here in Nod-Krai. Yet Lama was able to trick her into allowing Yehoda, the bounty hunter, to help us out with breaking into... Like I said last time, this is the closest that we've gotten in Genshin to like breaking into the Death Star kind of levels of breaking into a place. And it's also the first time I mean, Aether's been a criminal in a lot of nations, but I don't think he's ever actually committed a crime. And while Nod-Krai doesn't really have any sort of fixed governance system, I would still say aiding and abetting a theft is still a crime, of which we did do, regardless of whether or not Lumine was the one who actually stole it, she was intending to steal it. Well, we were just intending to use it to see and then put it back. Anyway, that's what happened last time. Oh, here we go! After Yehoda is finally brought up to speed, you all agree on a plan to infiltrate the Fatui research facility.
Are we sure Yehoda's alright? She looked totally crushed just now.
She'll be fine. She's just in shock. But one thing's for sure. The Curatorium's professional standards are beyond question. The fact that she only requested 1 day to prepare says it all.
Yeah, we're doing a very serious break-in, so that is impressive indeed.
As an apology, I'll ask my animal friends to help her out more often in the future. Also, thank you for being honest with me. It means a lot.
It was my fault in the first place. Yeah.
Was it really, though?
What do you mean?
As far as I see it, trusting your family is never wrong. In this case, let's call it a misjudgment.
Okay. Like I spent so much time saying last time, this Llama's a really good leader. The kind of person that you want to follow. Who's able to lead not with fear but with compassion, and even offering compassion to us in this case, where we've committed a pretty, I would say, grave sin against her people. It's okay. We're gonna fix it, though. We're gonna fix it. And thank you so much for your trust, despite everything.
But the truth is, we all make mistakes every now and then. What matters is how we deal with the consequences. So, in return for your sincerity, there's something I'd like to share with the two of you as well.
Oh? What is it?
Perhaps it is something best said under the moon's gentle light. Would the two of you meet me on Hisi Island tonight?
Sure, no problem.
Oh, it does sound important. You're right. There's too many people here. Somewhere quieter makes a lot more sense.
The walls have ears. I remember my stuff since the early days.
Thank you both for understanding. Then let us meet beneath the moonlight.
I'm so glad that I'm so glad everything worked out with Llama, because you know, I know that she could be really angry with us, and she surely deserves to. It's just that's not who she chooses to be as a person, and for that I'm very grateful. Yeah, Ether, you should align.
I'll keep this close.
Okay, I guess we're robbing stuff. Align. Is it the lamp? Well, what do we align with? I don't know what that was. There's still so much I want to learn about this place. Anyway, Hisi Island is so beautiful, and it's the last haven that the Frostmoon Scions have been able to protect as the Fatui encroach on their lands. So we'll have to do our best to protect it too, especially since, I mean, I was pretty adamant last time. I didn't agree with Ether's choices, but even Loma understands, and I understand too. For Ether, the chance to be with his sister again when this is what the entire journey has been about. Can you really blame him for giving in? How do we... That's right, achievements last time. So I saw these. So this is... recapping here. Any discounts for encounters in a strange land? It's nice to run into a familiar face. That was from when we met Dory. Maidens of sonnet and song. Those creatures born among flowers are blessings from the moon. So we know that the 3 moons were the eternal moon, the frost moon, and the iridescent moon. The eternal moon, the biggest one, is the one whose fragments are pulled down by the Fatui, and likely the fragments we see in the true sky through the false sky. The frost moon is the one that supposedly we see circling the earth, but although if the sky is false And there's moon fragments out there that don't move, and then there's a moon that does move. I'm even questioning whether or not that moon is real. And then there's the iridescent moon whose remnants were never found, which is really sad. Anyway, they're human, well, I guess not even human, but their personifications were called Aria, Sonnet, and Canon. I don't think we know who's who, but based on that achievement, I'm gonna guess that Sonnet was the Frost Moon. In fact, given the order that Lama talked about them and the order that they are, I'm gonna assume Aria is the Eternal Moon, Sonnet is the Frost Moon, and Canon is the Iridescent Moon. Just a theory, but I'm sure that will be proven soon enough. And then the Maiden beneath the moonlight, meet the Damselette at Silvermoon Hall. ... An interesting encounter indeed. She seems like she possesses such great power, and yet at the same time seems powerless to affect the world around her in a way. Is this... Oh. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Let's wait until the evening.
It's about time, and the moon's already up. Let's head over to the place we agreed to meet Lauma.
And that is... Oh, are we going... Oh, I was like, are we going back into the chamber? I don't think we should. No, I think... Oh, there's like a big canyon here. This... We still want to know about this pillar. Do you think there's a nail inside here? There's... Because look, there's the nail that's visible in Mondstadt and Liyue and Natlan in the Night Kingdom. But other nails, like the one in Surumi Island and the desert of Hadramaveth, have all been like, you can't see it, but it's hugely implied to be there. I'm wondering if there's a heaven or like a celestial nail in this pillar too. We don't know what it is. Only that the other half of it seems to extend through the false sky. Just the radiance of it all, though. Okay, can we use this somehow? Yeah? Great! Give me the binoculars! Yay! Where is it? I saw her quest marker just now. But where? Lower? Okay, lower it is. No, it's in here. Chamber of the Frost Moon Chant? Everything's just so ethereal in this area. And I guess in all of Nod-Krai too, but especially Hisi Island. And the music too. It's just so that looked like a nail in the distance.
Lauma, we're here!
Hello.
Lauma, are you praying?
I am indeed. For the moment I was born, my people exclaimed, "Behold, eyes like the moonlit tide, antlers like the crescent moon, and blood that glimmers silver as the moon's reflection." From as far back as I can remember, I was revered as the Frost Moon's emissary and the Moontide Maiden. The first words I ever learned were prayers to the Frost Moon. The first gestures, those of our sacred rites.
Wow, that must have been tough.
Yeah.
Back then, I didn't know any better. It all just seemed so natural.
Yeah. In a way, it's really special actually that someone like Lama, like, yes, she's born with these abilities to talk to animals and be this emissary for the moon, but it's also her own character and her own personality that makes her somebody worth following and somebody who is the kind of leader that she is today.
The Frost Moon Scion's bloodline has long since begun to run thin. Nowadays, even those of us with antlers are few and far between, let alone those attuned to the power of Kuvaki. But I...
Whoa.
Whoa! Your antlers are so pretty.
Yeah.
They say it's an extraordinarily rare condition. Once in a century, if that. I am unusually sensitive to the moonlight, as well as to the Kuvaki's ebb and flow. As a child, I could barely sleep because of it.
Oh no! It was that serious?
To others, fluctuations in Kuvaki are something you easily get used to, like a gentle tide lapping away at the shore. But to me, that same tide is a towering tsunami, a surging swell crashing against me.
Wow.
Of course, as the years went by, I learned how to suppress my senses and my power, enough to keep it all from overwhelming me. But because of that, I also had to walk the path of concealment.
Concealment?
Concealment?
From the moment I was first taught to pray, my kin would point up to the night sky telling me, that Lauma is the Frost Moon, the last of the moons, the sole surviving truth. But I would ask them in response, why? Why can't I feel anything from it at all? Later, I came to understand that they simply could not tell where the real tide was coming from. They couldn't sense it. The true moon, beyond the sky's veil.
The true moon. Oh my gosh, this is literally what I was talking about earlier, which was like, you know, is that moon in the sky even the real moon, considering the moon remnants we saw don't move with the sky that we know is the false sky? Is Llama talking about the false sky? So the true frost moon lies beyond it?
The moon is false. I reached that conclusion long ago.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't sure if that question would be answered so early. But yeah, I was thinking if the eternal moon, because the fragments of the moon that you see, there's this in the same spot, day, night, however, wherever the sun and the other moon are in the sky, those fragments are in the same place. Which actually means the world is not spinning, only the fake sky is. So why would the frost moon be spinning and the eternal moon not, unless the frost moon is that we see is not the real frost moon? Like, why would it be painted onto the false sky unless it's the real frost moon is elsewhere? But imagine for the frost moon scions, who their entire culture revolves around worshipping the moon, for Llama to reach that conclusion. I mean, did she tell them? Or, I mean, that would sort of break everything that they know, right?
But there was no one I could tell. Not a single soul. At least,
I see.
not until now.
So she couldn't tell them that the frost moon they worship is not even the true frost moon. Surely there must be a true frost moon out there that we just can't see. That if Mawika blasts another hole in the sky, we should be able to see. But I'm glad then that you found us. We already have a friend, Farina, who we know all too well the burden of not being able to tell somebody what you know and how you truly feel. So, I'm glad you're able to tell us. And as a matter of fact, we can attest to the fact that the sky is not real. You don't have to. We can validate your realization now.
Am I the one who's wrong? Is it the moon that is false, or my own senses? I asked myself such questions time and time again.
Your intuitions were correct. The sky above Tevat is a lie. And every once in a while, I remember the fact that the very first time we mentioned the sky is fake, the sky is a lie, was Scaramouche back in the Unreconciled Stars, back in version 1.1. Would we have... It's crazy that we were talking about that back then, although nobody actually knew what that meant back then, versus now, and we're talking about it way more, and we actually kind of know what that means and what the implications are. But you're right. I hope this little bit of validation can help. Yeah.
Thank you. When you called yourself a descender, I had a feeling you might be able to confirm what I had always suspected. And now that you have, it's exactly as I imagined. I feel relieved.
That's good. I'm glad I could help you too then.
Oh, Paimon kinda gets why you couldn't tell anyone now. It's not easy to change people's minds on something they've believed for hundreds of years.
Yeah. I mean, believing in the frost moon is like the fundamental part of their whole culture. It would unravel everything.
That's what I meant by concealment. I knew too much, so I had no choice but to keep my people in the dark. Every prayer I offer feels like a lie to keep myself going.
So that's what she meant when she asked me that question. If you were aware of something, a secret that could hurt your family, would you be honest with them or try to hide it?
You've already met our Kutar, haven't you?
How do you know? It's because she has the power of the moon, that's how. Yeah, we did.
Huh? When was that? And, more importantly, when were you planning on telling Paimon?
Sorry, Paimon. Things went really fast. I was gonna tell you at breakfast, but things changed very quickly. That night when I went out walking alone.
Ah, no wonder.
What did you think of her?
A little up in the clouds? And a bit lonely, too.
What exactly do you mean by up in the clouds?
I understand what you mean. She is quite indifferent to the world outside herself. But I find it hard to hold that against her.
Does that mean you've met her too?
Yes. It was shortly after the fall of the ancient moon's remnants. I asked her what the Frost Moon's scions meant to her, and why she left in the first place.
Oh?
Yeah? So, why did she?
Perhaps it's better if you ask her yourselves.
Okay.
Things tend to get lost in translation when you speak on someone's behalf.
I understand. It's like, that's her story to tell. And she will tell us when she's ready.
What I can say for certain is this. Even when I had no one to confide in, I still had a family. I still had the Frost Moon scions. But that girl, born beneath the moonlight, perhaps she's never felt she had either. The truth is, though, she might have had it all. If only the Frost Moon scions hadn't let her down.
Last time I saw her, she kept looking at the sky. Was she staring at the real moon beyond the false firmament?
The Frost Moon scions now walk a path of error. They offer their prayers to a false moon, and to a goddess who can no longer answer them. I want to change all that. But with the Fatui closing in on us day by day, the Frost Moon scions must stand united, now more than ever. I just need to wait for the right moment.
I see.
Lady Lauma! Lady Lauma!
Cappy? Has Karina's condition deteriorated again? Traveler,
No.
Paimon, we'll have to continue this conversation later.
Thank you.
We'll come too!
We'll come to, indeed. We still don't know what her condition was. We only met her last time. And Lama just used her power to sort of suppress whatever illness she was facing. Well, I hope we were able to bring some, I suppose, comfort to Lama, to know that it wasn't just her. It's not just something that only she can sense and is wrong. There is something wrong with the sky. We can confirm that. And perhaps we can learn more of how we can help her and help Columbina as well. But I starting to see, I suppose, her convictions now.
Why? Did I do something wrong? I've been praying to the moon goddess every day. Why isn't she getting any better?
I think Lalma's gonna have to tell her what I want to tell her too, which is prayer alone. Prayer alone is not gonna solve this. The moon goddess is powerless to answer her prayers, just like Lalma said.
Cappy, I need you to wait outside. I'm about to start her treatment.
But the Frostmoon Scions are in a really difficult position, because indeed it's hard for them to know whether or not they could trust an outside doctor with the sort of, you know, conflicts that have been happening so far with them and the other factions. It's a difficult situation for them. It's just blind faith to a goddess you've never even met. I don't think that's not going to be enough. And then us knowing who this goddess is, I know it's not going to be enough.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Just don't be alarmed by what you're about to see. And please, don't let her mother see it.
What is that? Is that a knife? Silver blood and medicine power? Powder? That's what she did in the Song of the Welkin Moon trailer.
Shh. Please. Help me keep this a secret.
She used her magical blood to do some sort of prayer then, but...
She looks much better now. But, Lauma, was that...
A medicine prescribed by a local doctor. For ordinary people, my blood has the power to counteract any adverse reactions to Kuvaki.
Wow. Alma's hands are covered in scars. Has she been secretly treating people like this all along?
So, now you know another of my little secrets. I had hoped to guide the Scions out of error before Karina's illness reached this stage, but clearly, I was too late.
Changing old beliefs is never easy. Some are simply too deeply ingrained, just like this girl's mother. Yeah. And it shows what Lalma is willing to sacrifice to be able to save her people, to gently lead them and guide them, and hope that they can survive and endure into a day when she can help them live a better life than being stuck in the old ways that are no longer working. It isn't anyone's fault. This isn't your fault.
My life is as hidden from sight as the far side of the moon. Yet people only look to the bright side for guidance. If the day ever came when the two sides were reversed, could they truly accept it?
Why am I thinking of Lumine right now? Has she been forced to keep a part of her life hidden too? If it was Lumine, if it was family, they'd understand.
Hearing you say that puts my heart at ease.
Yeah. The thing is, Ether is a much more open-minded individual. Like last time when he was talking with Lumine, he told her, "It's okay. I know there's things you can't talk about right now. When you're ready to talk about it, I'm here to listen." The Frostmoon Scions are a whole lot of people. They're her family, but a lot of them, as we see, are very stuck in their old beliefs. That would they have the same open-minded and open heart that Ether has? I'm sure most of them would. Well, I suppose this is where you need to have faith in people and faith in those that you care about. The music is so intense here too.
Mm-hmm. And if there's anything we can do to help the Frostmoon Scions, just let us know.
Our priority right now is reclaiming our relic from the Fatui.
Right. And we don't even have 100% confirmation the Fatui have it. We're just pretty sure.
But I now understand that the day I will tell everyone the truth is no longer far off.
Let's give them some space so they can rest. I see. I mean, they only know what they know. If indeed, if a day comes, and it sounds like that day is coming, Llama will have to share with them what she knows too. And even if it's hard for many of them to accept, I mean, think about us. We chose to tell Llama, you know, not hide anything, despite the fact that we did some pretty bad stuff. And that allows us to be able to work together to fix this, rather than us hiding in shame. Perhaps that's also what Llama's looking for too.
Wow! Paimon would never have guessed Llama had all that bottled up inside.
And that's the thing, is the traveler, this outsider in every place they go to, always seems to be this person that others feel comfortable confiding in, telling us all the things that they can't tell all the people close to them, for whatever reasons it is. And it's just, you know, that sort of, I suppose in a way it's a privilege to be able to be that person and be there for others when they feel alone, even if they're surrounded by people. A place where they're comfortable to talk to us about things they can't normally share. We're not attached to anything. We're not like, there's no like affiliations or like organizations or anything. We're just a passerby. And I think that's a really special part of being a traveler too, is being able to hear people's stories all the way from deep down in ways that they might not otherwise be able to share.
Hey! Watch your step!
Huh?
Ah! What's wrong? Oh, you scared Paimon.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
You scared me there too. Almost stepped right into one of my traps.
I'm so sorry. And I'm sure Villamina's trap is a lot scarier than the one Auroran used to trap Shibalanke way back in Natlan.
Trap? Why would you leave a trap somewhere like this?
Yeah, true. This is the, main road in and out of the Enclave.
Well, it's not like this is a main path.
Okay,
And besides, we Frostmoon Scions would recognize it instantly.
I take that back. I'm sorry. What are you trying to catch?
Alright. You don't seem like you're with the Fatui, so I guess there's no harm telling you. Lauma asked me to set up these traps to keep the Fatui at bay.
All right, fair enough.
Oh. Come to think of it, their 3-day ultimatum is almost up now.
Yes. Hopefully they'll back off when they realize we won't go down without a fight.
Yeah, what do they expect? Everybody's just gonna, like, roll over and die while they come and conquer everything? I don't think so.
Oh, you've done a lot for the Frostmoon Scions too, just like Lauma.
Mm-hmm.
Philomena?
It's nothing. I was just wondering if any of this is really worth it.
Of course it is.
What do you mean?
Our people. So many are stubborn, stuck in their ways, clinging to a truth they refuse to even question. Do they really deserve everything Lama's doing for them?
It's not really about whether or not they deserve it. The fact, like the objective facts here, is that they're facing a lot of hardship now. And with someone like Lama, it's not necessarily about whether or not they deserve it. I can tell with Lama and her principles, it's about doing the right thing no matter what. No matter if there's a reward at the end. No matter if they are deserving or not. Like, of course with the Fatui, in a way she sort of helped them, but also not, in terms of giving them the food, but warning them, this is all, any step over this line and you don't want to really mess with us. But that's the Fatui. With her own people, I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about whether or not they're worthy of it, so much as that she feels she needs to do this for her people. A lot of them aren't going to want to change, but they should be given the chance to. And either way, this part of Nod-Krai is worth protecting. The Frostmoon Scions and the land that you live on, it's clearly something worth protecting. Perhaps for the sake of all Tevat, but even just not wanting to see other cultures die out because of something like this.
Afraid. Huh. I suppose. Maybe you're right. No. I shouldn't be saying this. Just forget it, okay? Bye.
Alright, I heard nothing. It has an interesting conversation to have just after I was talking a lot about the Traveler being this confidant for all the people across the lands.
Huh?
Why did I say all that? Or really, why am I still doing any of this? Either way, this will be my final night with the Frostmoon Scions.
Oh?
Wow, she sure took off fast. So, are we heading back to the flagship for a break or what?
I totally understand it if she decides to leave the Frostmoon Scions. At least for a time. I mean, look, in other places, people leave home all the time to become travelers or adventurers. There's a lot to see out in the world. Some of them might move away. Some of them might come back home at some point. You know, it probably would actually do you some good to have some experiences outside of home. Now, if this is implying she's going to team up with the Fatui, that's a different matter. I certainly hope that's not what it's implying, but if she is just leaving, well, I respect that as fellow travelers. Are we heading back for a break? There's still somewhere I wanted to go.
You're not thinking of visiting that Damselette up in Cloud Cuckoo Land, are you?
She must know so much, but if he just refuses to talk again...
Given who she is, pushing her won't get us anywhere. Hey! Why don't we... Let's bring her something tasty!
You know what? That could actually work.
If she doesn't want to talk, we'll have to win her over with food.
You really think it will be that easy? Hey, you know what? It's worth a shot. And furthermore, I mean, in a lot of cultures, if you go to somebody's house, it is customary to bring something like food or a snack. And we did just sort of waltz in there last time, even though one of... I guess the Lunatar aren't necessarily her familiars, but... a familiar brought us there. We did just sort of barge in. We can be a lot better guests this time if we bring something to eat. That is a good custom to have.
Hey, no harm in trying. At the very
Exactly.
least, it shows we're trying to be friendly.
May as well. If we just get rejected again, what's the harm?
Let's see. How about Inef's 9.12 out of 10 berries and fried meat, the Frost Moon Scion's boon of the day, and one of your signature dishes. Your choice.
Ooh, the satisfying salad.
Should be a good mix of meat and veggies. There's bound to be something she likes.
No, we can do something better than satisfying salad for a goddess. Whether we're treating her as a goddess or as a friend, I'm sure.
Food's packed and ready. This is the place, right?
Yep.
Why does it feel like we're going to visit a patient? Oh, no. Take this seriously, Paimon.
Please take this seriously, Paimon. Hello, Lunatar. Hopefully none of these times the Fatui is following us. Because I really don't want to, like, you know, dox her hiding spot. With such a huge cave entrance and all that. But I don't think the Fatui have reached this far. That's likely why she's hiding here. I don't know what kind of terms she's on with the Frostmoon Scions right now, but it does seem like this place is well hidden, and the Fatui haven't been able to reach it yet. Oh, is she here? I hear her. Okay, she's here. Wow. It's just her song sounds so sad. In a way contemplative, but also longing. There she is. Hello.
Remind me, who are you again?
She forgot me after a single day?
A different one floats by your side today.
That's right.
A different one? What's that even supposed to mean? Oh, there goes Paimon's perfect conversation starter.
Sorry, Paimon.
Hi there. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
And our Lunatar friend.
Oh, there you are. Between the two, I suppose you're cuter.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Paimon. I'm so sorry, Paimon. I love the way she just gently floats down like that.
Wait, what do you mean Paimon's less cute than that floaty thing?
Well, I gotta say, it is pretty cute, is all.
Columbina.
What is it?
What's your favorite kind of food?
Hmm? Is this a treat? Or an offering?
I suppose it's a gift for letting us come into your home.
Let's go with treat. Anyway, this is all the travelers cooking, so please, help yourself.
Yeah. I just love how flowy her dress is, though. Whoa, so many snacks!
Oh, that wasn't exactly a yes, but she didn't turn it down either. What could she be thinking?
Now you see what I've been dealing with. She seems like somebody who it will take some time to earn her trust, but hopefully we're doing an okay job at that so far.
So, what do you want to ask?
Well, a lot. Let's just start with some simple questions first, guys.
Hey, she's actually playing along! Quick, now's our shot.
You know the moon in the sky isn't real, don't you?
Alright, no, we're not gonna start simple. We're gonna go with the hard-hitting questions first, okay?
I know there is only one moon in the sky. It is simply that some can see it, and some cannot.
What does it mean to you?
The missing prologue.
The prologue?
What?
Alright, well, that's a little bit more than we knew 5 minutes ago.
Huh?
I think that's all we're getting.
What does that mean? Isn't she going to explain herself?
Can you tell me more about that melody? You were humming it last time, too. It must be important to you.
It is all I remember from the moment of my birth. A melody. A few lines of lyrics. Like a lullaby from a foggy dream.
I see. Then that truly must be special to you.
Oh, so who was singing it? I do not know. I have nothing else. Just that song. Huh? And the Frost Moon Scions who found me. They had nothing either, but hope. Before I even knew what was happening, they were already calling me their goddess. And I had no reason to decline. Like two lost infants unknowingly exchanged, I adopted their faith, and in return, they adopted me.
I see. In a way, I guess two other examples came to mind. First with Nahida when she was born into this world. The people, well, as we saw, she was riding in a flower carriage. She had this wonderful dream of her birthday. But in reality, the people wept and cried because she was not Greater Lord Rikudevata, and they sealed her and locked her away for 500 years, and greatly mistreated her. So I suppose compared to that, this story of the birth of a goddess is much more peaceful. And the other thing I'm thinking about is Lumine arriving in Conria without her memories, suddenly being worshipped as their princess and savior. In that case, in both cases, with her and also with Columbina, perhaps they simply didn't know what to make of being the leader of all of these people. Only that these people are the only thing that they have in this new world to them.
But my adoption drops you into the story halfway through. What came before was scribbled onto the wrong pages, never even bound into the book.
Oh?
That sense of something missing only served to nurture their greed and doubt. And thus, I came to realize that this place was never truly my home.
Greed and doubt?
O Moon Goddess, forge weapons for us, drive out our enemies, and expand our lands.
Oh, they had their own ambitions for conquest at some point, before Llama's time.
O Moon Goddess, heal our wounds, ease our suffering, grant us strength. They asked for everything, and I obliged. Until the day came when no answer could be given. If mortals can turn to the gods when they are powerless, then who do the gods turn to when they have nothing left to give?
That's really deep. I think that's a question that mortals never really ask themselves. For in all these stories of gods and beings greater than them, they could never imagine that even that being would have their own limits. After all, to us mortals, the gods are simply beings that can do everything that they cannot. And I love the way the game kind of gives us these things to talk about to really challenge those views, because in games like this where you walk amongst both people and gods, and you see the gods are, in all these cases, are in many ways just like humans, only more powerful. Is there indeed any limit to what they can do? But more importantly, do they feel the same kinds of emotions, the same happiness and excitement, but also sorrow and fear and loss and helplessness that the rest of us do? Yeah.
You've got Paimon there.
I see.
In those days, the Frost Moon Scions cared more for faith than for truth.
So that's why she chose to leave.
Reality rewrote the sky in words I could not understand. I did not want to read a tampered version, so I simply stopped looking. The real beginning of my story lies up there, on the moon, forever beyond my reach. Like a message carved for blind hands, sealed away where no fingers can find it.
Well, that's actually a really sad analogy.
Huh. So that's how it is.
Huh? Oh, all the flowers in this place respond to her.
What's wrong?
They're not red like before, but what happened? The flowers, they've turned white?
You should go. What, now? But you really don't look well. Did something just happen?
Is there anything we can do to help?
No. Aside from answers, I have nothing else to give you in return. This is the price of running away from home a second time. Running away from home?
Home. I suppose where is home for someone like her?
Is she heading towards the food? Did all of Paimon's questions make her hungry?
Do you still have many questions?
I do, but if this is not a good time to ask them, we can come back another time.
I know I should offer more in return for your kindness, but I'm feeling a little worn out.
Oh, we're so sorry about that.
The Tsaritsa was right. Freedom always comes with a price.
What did she pay for her freedom then?
She said I could treat the Fatui as a second family, a second home. But in the end, they were no different. All they wanted in truth was my power as the moon goddess. I'd rather not dwell on such unhappy memories.
Seems that the Fatui can't afford to let go of such a valuable chess piece. So now they're coming for the moon goddess, their Damselette in distress.
I have fulfilled my promise to the Tsaritsa, though it has used up much of my power. So you see, this has nothing to do with betrayal.
I see.
So, you're just staying here for now, resting and recovering your strength?
Yes,
What about these flowers?
they have grown in Nod-Krai for many generations. They're highly sensitive to the ebb and flow of Kuvaki.
And that's her power. Huvaki. So they turn white when she's feeling weak. And when they went red that day, that was because she was drawing upon her strength?
At times, I thought about using that relic the Frost Moon Scions had hidden away. I could sense the power within it. But going out is such a hassle. People might see me, and I promised Lauma I wouldn't show myself to anyone. Besides, I know it's gone now anyway.
And while I imagine this is a really relaxing place to rest up and heal after so many years of having responsibilities and people demanding things of you, I can imagine this place is quite lonely. In that case, I do also hope Lauma's plan can come to fruition, that someday there will be a right time for her to tell the Frostmoon Scions the truth about the moon and the sky, and that someday the Fatui can be expelled from this land, and then in that time, someday, will we be able to bring her up to the surface and see the beauty of this world? As somebody who's had to... Essentially, people have worshipped her, both in the Frostmoon Scions and the Fatui, yet from her perspective, they've really been using her for her power, both of those organizations, or factions. Can there... I guess, with the adventures we've been on with our other Archon friends, finding ways to be able to walk amongst their people just as ordinary people, could there someday be a day like that for her as well? And also, of course, she can keep this wonderful little retreat to herself as well. I don't know. All I know though is I already tell I really want the best for her, and I want to protect this little haven of hers.
Really? Lauma asked you to stay in hiding? Uh-oh, she's looking back at the food again. Paimon's still got some little crumb cupcakes here. You could have these for dessert if you wanted.
We love crumb cupcakes. You should try one too.
Lauma said she wishes to change the Frostmoon Scions, which is why she asked me to stay out of sight. I don't really understand what she meant, and to be honest, it's not something that concerns me. But I wasn't planning to see anyone anyway. If they found their way here themselves, that's hardly my fault.
True. If the Damselette appeared in front of them now, the Frostmoon Science might very well think that their Lady Kutar has returned to save them. When you look at it that way, I guess Lauma's actions do make sense.
Lauma, the Maiden of the Grove. She is quite unlike any Frostmoon Scion I have ever met before. After hearing my story, she actually apologized for how the Frostmoon Scions treated me back then.
I can imagine so. The Frostmoon Science from back then sounds so different from Lauma and the way that she's running things now.
She told us she feels like she's been living on the far side of the moon.
Is that so? I actually got the opposite impression. She's been keeping her true power hidden away, afraid that people might be dazzled by its brilliance, and that they'd no longer be willing to look her way.
Just like Kutar back then, maybe her light was simply too bright for anyone to see her as family.
So what do you wish for now?
I wish to return to the moon, to the home where my story is written.
The moon.
Right now, that is all I wish for.
I see. The thing is, we don't even know where the true moon is, if the moon up there is false. And with that, the Damselette looks up to the sky and falls silent. You and Paimon return to the flagship, reflecting on everything that's happened as you prepare for tomorrow's mission. Wow. I see. With both the Frostmoon Scions and the Fatui, all she wanted was just a place to call home and people to call family. But for both, all they saw was that she was the moon goddess and could help them get what it was that they sought. At least, that's how things were, and that's the world that she knows. Well, in that case then, I'm glad that she was able to leave the Fatui, and that she was able to find Lauma. And knowing Lauma, I know that she's in good hands, and hopefully we'll be able to help keep her hidden. It seems that, I mean, although I say I hope that there's a day she can walk amongst the people, and she also seems like the kind of person who's more than content to just simply hide away in her cozy home. And I gotta say, it's really cozy. This food looks so good. Wait, Varka, this is such good food that you've... like, room service? Oh my gosh, Paimon loves this place, I am sure. But yeah, the total introvert vibes. She has a very cozy home to stay in, and I hope it stays that way. And I totally get not, you know, a busy life full of action for like 500 years. I think that she deserves some time to rest in there. So hopefully nothing we do disturbs that too much. At least I don't think it's gonna be our fault if something bad happens. Is all I'm saying. But we'll be there if something bad happens. Also, she talked about how... Columbina talked about how she did what the Tsaritsa asked her to do and used up a lot of her power, so she doesn't see leaving as a betrayal. Yet, the Fatui as an organization are desperately looking for her. That they still want more from her. I suppose she doesn't. She sees it as she's already done what she was asked to do for the Tsaritsa. But it seems the Fatui as an organization don't necessarily seem to agree with that. And yeah, I suppose what is it that she did? What did she do? Was she responsible for bringing the moon fragments down? Or did she do something else with her power to help them in their mission? But whatever she did, it seems that the Fatui, in their endless greed, want more and more, taking more and more, and perhaps not even giving back in this case, or ever, really. But if in this case all she wanted was a family, I suppose we know, the Fatui that we know and have faced, we know that that's not really how they work. Anyway, a lot to go over there. Hoping for the best with Llama and Columbina, then. That someday Llama will have the right time to tell her family the truth. That enough of them will still be willing to follow her into the future, nonetheless. Because things are not going great for them right now, but hopefully the future is bright for them indeed. Alright, that's about all I have for this episode, because this was like a good place to stop. It looks like we're doing our Death Star break-in next time. So yeah, I will see you all then.